You do not know how strong you are until strong is the only choice you have left. And I believe that that is exactly what has defined us over the last couple of years. Despite the overwhelming lows in the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, we have not given up. We have hoped against hope. We have stuck together and wanted to start things afresh. This unmatchable human spirit certainly calls for a celebration, and that is exactly why we have gathered here this morning to echo the same with some very inspiring stories. Vanakkam, Vandanam, and welcome. என்னுடைய பேரு பாவனா பாலகிருஷ்ணன். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை தொகுத்து வழங்குறதுல எனக்கு ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். எல்லாருக்கும் இனிய புத்தாண்டு நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள். Wishing everybody a very, very happy new year. I hope all of you are safe and sound with your respective families. I'd like to kick off this wonderful event on behalf of Amazon Prime Video, as I would like to extend a warm welcome to our respected guests and friends from the media fraternity, and welcome you all to the trailer launch of Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha. This Amazon original series is the second installment to Putham Pudhu Kaalai, an immensely successful anthology which was released in the year 2020 during the first phase of the pandemic. Now, before we kick off this event, this is a small request to our friends in the media. As you know, we will have a Q&A session later on, and I request all of you to share your questions with us in the chat box beforehand. And when you do that, please do mention which media house you belong to, your name, and of course, who you want to address your question to. Thank you so much once again for joining us in the Aragana trailer launch விழாவுக்கு உங்கள் எல்லோரையும் வருக வருக என்று வரவேற்கின்றோம். To tell us a little bit more about this upcoming Tamil anthology, which brings a whole new set of stories which involve hope, love, and of course, new beginnings, please join me in welcoming Ms. Aparna Purohit, Head of India Originals, Amazon Prime Video. Hi, Aparna. How are you doing today? Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you so much.
First of all, we'd like to start off by talking to you about your thoughts on Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the members of the press and, of course, the incredible team of Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha. I'm so excited to be present here today and to bring to everyone the trailer of Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha to everyone. During these really difficult times, the only thing that has helped us feel connected are stories, sharing them, listening to them, telling them. And this show is our endeavor to find an even deeper connection with our viewers through stories. Putham Pudhu Kaalai was Amazon Prime Video's first Tamil anthology that told stories of love, friendship, hope, family, and joy set in the first lockdown of the pandemic. And following the remarkable success of the first edition, we are incredibly excited to follow through with a beautiful second edition in Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha. It deepens the narrative of positivity, it makes it more personal, and showcases the power of human spirit and connection in these really challenging times.
Wonderful. Beautifully said. And when I hear you speak about these emotions and what you've really created together, I cannot wait to see the trailer. But before that, we'd like to, of course, welcome these 5 wonderful directors who've been such a large part in bringing these stories together, without whom this wonderful anthology would not have been possible. So please join me in welcoming Balaji Mohan, director of Muga Kavasamuttam, Halita Shamim, director of Loners, Madhumita, director of Mauname Parvayai, Richard Anthony, director of Nidal Tarum Idam, and Surya Krishna, director of The Mask. Thank you so much for joining us on the trailer launch of Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha. But before we unveil the trailer, for which we're all gathered here this afternoon, I'd like to pose one question to all of you. What inspired each and every one of you to tell a story in these unprecedented times? Let's begin with you, Balaji.
Hi everybody, a quick hello to all the people present in the event. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of people whose work I admire. And ellarukkum vanakkam, and vanakkam to the press and media, and to Bhavna and to Aparna as well. Obviously, in these times, we've all gotten by the lockdown times by finding hope and a little bit of happiness in tough times. It's kept us, through the lockdown. அண்ட் நம்ம கதைகள் ஆப்வியஸ்லி நம்ம ரியாலிட்டியை வந்து ரிஃப்ளெக்ட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ வந்து ஆப்வியஸ்லி இருக்கிற கஷ்டங்களை வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டா ஒதுக்கி வச்சுட்டு மறைச்சு வச்சுட்டு ஒரு கதையை பண்ண முடியாது. பட் அதே சமயத்துல அதுலயே மூழ்கி போயிடாம, அதுலயே வந்து மனசு உடைஞ்சிடாம, அதுல வந்து எப்படி ஒரு சில்வர் லைனிங் அண்ட் ஒரு ஹாப்பினஸையும் ஒரு ஹோப்பையும் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது அப்படிங்கிறது தான், அதை சொல்றது தான் ஒரு ஆர்டிஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஒரு ஃபில்ம் மேக்கரோட பொறுப்புன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். And these kind of stories, when people see it and relate it to their lives and find themselves in these stories, nothing better than that. And I was very happy to have had this opportunity to tell this story of mine along with these other filmmakers and wonderful artists, and for a platform that will take it to all over the world to see லாக்டவுன் டைம்ல இந்தியா அண்ட் தமிழ்நாடு வந்து என்ன எப்படி இருந்தது, அதுல இருக்கிற ஜனங்களும் மக்களும் வந்து எப்படி இந்த கஷ்டத்துலயும் வந்து நம்பிக்கையும் சந்தோஷத்தையும் பார்த்தாங்க அப்படிங்கிற அந்த கதையை வந்து உலகம் பூரா கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கறதுக்கு இது ஒரு அற்புதமான பிளாட்ஃபார்மா இருந்துச்சு. அண்ட் ஐ வாஸ் வெரி ஹாப்பி டு பி பார்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ்.
ஃபேண்டாஸ்டிக் பாலாஜி, நீங்க வந்து குறுகிய காலத்துல சூப்பரான கதைகள் சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். And we cannot wait to watch your story. ஹலிதா,
எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கிறது என்னன்னா, லைக் ரொம்ப ரெலவெண்டான ஸ்டோரி என்னால் சொல்ல முடிஞ்சது அப்படின்னு தான். ஏன்னா லைக் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லாக்டவுன் மாதிரி இல்லைல்ல, இட் வாஸ் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லாக்டவுன் வந்து ஒரு இட் வாஸ் அபவுட்.
I feel like we've lost her. I'm not able to hear Halita. Halita? Obviously, we will go through some technical difficulties, as we all know when we do shows like these. Let's come back to Halita. We'll probably move ahead to Madhumita, if you can hear us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what inspired you to tell a story?
Hi, Bhavna. Hi, everyone. Wish you a happy new year. I think lockdown, if it taught us one thing, or this pandemic, if it taught us one thing, it is that communication is key. அது வந்து நம்ம வீட்ல இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கும் சரி, வெளியே இருக்கிறவங்களுக்கும் சரி, and the communication is what kept us going throughout this 2 years of very difficult times. And that was the idea behind Mauname Parvai also, and to tell a story that's about communication. And it's a pleasure to be part of this anthology from Amazon Prime, and I think it's a very exciting 5 directors who I've had an opportunity to be a part of this. So thank you very much, and I can't wait for everybody to see the 5 films.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Madhumita. Over to you, Richard.
Hi, Bhavna. Hi, everyone. So what inspired me is, I think, lockdown, I think every house has a lot of stories during lockdown. I think it has different emotions going through a lot of people. And there's one particular emotion or one particular topic that I want to discuss in this, because that was very relevant for me during this pandemic. And so I somewhere found that the short format also helped me to actually, work that way. And it's more like an internal journey, and it kind of, pandemic helps as an extension of what my lead character goes through. So it kind of helped me to, do this here. So I'm excited with this. I'm really looking forward to see how it's being received.
Fantastic. I'm sure every household will agree with you, Richard, that they went through a certain journey themselves during the pandemic, during the first and the second phase, of course. We're really looking forward to seeing your story come alive. Next up, Surya, your thoughts. Surya, I think you'll need to unmute yourself if you haven't done so before.
Yeah.
Hi.
What inspired me to make this movie is that, first of all, making this movie itself was an inspiration. First time getting on board with all these other directors and good cast, and being one in the screen is itself inspiring, first of all. And to get the story right, everyone went through a tough lockdown, I'd say. At least I went through a tough lockdown. A lot of people went through.
I did too.
Yeah, so it was like more of the openings of whatever you feel like, what's this universe, and then second lockdown went, what happened. So it was more mellowed down, and people started interacting a lot. And in the lockdown, how people interact between themselves, and how a connection was made, how I felt that during the second lockdown, how I could bring that into the story is what I looked into. So yeah, somewhere some people get connected and that's what we try to do in this film.
Fantastic. A transition from the first lockdown to the second lockdown and the emotions that we all went through. Fabulous. I think Halita is back. So we'll just pose that question to you once again, Halita, as to what was the motive behind wanting to tell this story during these times?
Actually, இது கதை சொல்கிறதே இப்போ ஒரு பெரிய விஷயமா இருந்தது. ஏன்னா லைக் என்னால் இன்னுமே எழுத முடியுது, இன்னும் நம்ம ஃபங்க்ஷனலாக இருக்கோன்னு எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்ட விஷயமா இருந்தது. ஸோ அது இல்லாமல் இந்த படமே வந்து லைக் இப்போ நடக்கிற இந்த கால் மாதிரி தான். லைக் we are all alone but together in this video call இல்லை. ஸோ நாங்கள் எது சேலஞ்சிங்காக இருந்ததுன்னா லைக் நம்ம திரும்ப அதை நாங்கள் ஷூட் போகும்போது லாக்டவுன் முடிஞ்சிருச்சுன்னா ஓகே அண்ட் வீல் ஹாவ் டு ரீக்ரியேட் இட். அந்த விஷயங்கள் எல்லாமே ரீக்ரியேட் பண்ணுறதும் சரி, அதுவும் ப்ளஸ் இந்த ஸ்கொயர்ஸ் இருக்கு இல்லையா, இந்த ஸ்கொயர்ஸ், இந்த ஜூம் ஸ்கொயர்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, இதில் இருக்க மக்கள் இவங்க ரியாக்ஷன்ஸ் இது எல்லாமே வந்து லைக் என் படத்தில் லைக் அதை பண்ணது தான் வந்து எங்கள் லுக் கொடுக்கணும், அந்த மாதிரிலாம் வந்து ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்காக இருந்தது. அண்ட் யா
You know, they always say life comes a full circle. Ana in the pandemic, life comes a full square, because that's what technology has done to all of us. Yeah. So we've heard from our fantastic 5 directors as to what really prompted them and inspired them to put together these wonderful stories. But now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, presenting to you this lovely anthology, Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha. This anthology's trailer, the first look is here for all of us to witness stories of hope, love, despair, and a lot more. Let's take a look. How different are these stories when you compare them to the previous ones, considering they're all based on the same theme, Aparna ji?
Yeah. You know, the first installment of Pudhu Pudhu Kaalai spoke about hope amidst fear and uncertainty. Stories were largely about characters dealing with a lockdown, which was something new. You know, it was somehow, dealing, hoping and praying that the lockdown will get over and remaining positive. But the second lockdown was a shock, and there's not a single person who was not touched by the second wave. So the second edition of Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha, it's a lot more personal. It delves deep into accounts of personal discovery, determination, and new beginnings. The stories touch upon intense subjects like loneliness, loss, longing, love, and resilience through all of it. And it's a reminder that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. And the one thing that remains common in both our editions is that art can survive. In fact, it will thrive in the most challenging of circumstances. And I'm so excited and so humbled that, these incredible 5 directors with their very distinct voice and very unique style of filmmaking have come together to make this beautiful anthology for us.
So beautifully said, Ms. Aparna. Let me ask you, Putham Pudhu Kaalai, the first edition, of course, was a film, but Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha is an anthology that consists of 5 different stories. So what really brought about that change in format?
Right. At Amazon, we always work customer backwards. Customers are at the front and center of all our decisions. So, it was really because of the feedback that we got, we wanted to allow the customers to pick and choose the stories in the order that they would like to watch. It's a beautiful anthology strung together by the common thread of love, hope, and new beginnings, but just allowing our viewers to watch it at their convenience, at their ease, and in the order that they would prefer.
So you get not one, but 5 beautiful tales that you can sort of watch and revel in. Very nice. We've also received a few questions from our friends in the media who are watching this live, of course. So my next question is from Muthu Ramalingam of Hello Cinema. This Amazon original adds on to the fast-growing Tamil content portfolio on Prime Video. Is there a conscious effort to build original content across languages?
Since the launch of Amazon Prime Video in 2016, our endeavor has been to, provide really compelling, differentiated, exciting stories in multiple languages. Today we have content in 9 languages and English, on our service. With the Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha, it further sort of strengthens our commitment to creating strong, unique, compelling stories and really celebrate the diversity of our country, its culture, languages, and bringing the best cinematic and promising voices from different industries. And so excited that from Tamil industry, we have these excellent stories this time.
And I have to say that from personal experience as well, a lot of us can say that if we ever wanted to watch any sort of regional content, award-winning movies or series, we would immediately turn to Amazon Prime Video, because that was the one-stop shop for all content that we would love to see across various genres. So congratulations on the absolutely fabulous work.
And that is the most beautiful thing that's happened in the lockdown. It has united viewers from across the country. People sitting in Chandigarh today are watching Tamil content. People sitting in Andamans are watching Malayalam content. So it's really beautiful the way it's just brought the whole country together.
Yeah, it's brought about a certain kind of unity that is unprecedented, isn't it? Very nice. Thank you so much for taking out the time and answering my questions, and of course the questions from our friends in the media as well. But let's invite onto a quick Q&A session our first team with our director and of course the cast and crew of Muga Kavasamutham. We've got a sneak peek into all of these stories, but then it is time to speak to our individual directors and cast and crew about their experiences. We have the director of Muga Kavasamutham, Balaji Mohan. Unfortunately, the lead cast, Gauri and TJ, are unable to join us due to other commitments, but we know that they're very excited to kick off the trailer launch of this series. So Balaji, let's begin. I hear your theme is love, something that you know so well, something that we absolutely love watching you do. Love in the midst of the lockdown. What's made you pick this subject?
Various forms of love is what has got us through the lockdown. And romance is something that you cannot keep out of, irrespective of what the world is going through. என்ன ஒரு ட்ராஜடி ஆர் பேண்டமிக் ஆர் எது நடந்தாலும் ஒரு விஷயம் வந்து ஜனங்க லைஃப்ல இருந்து அவாய்ட் பண்ண முடியாத ஒரு விஷயம், ஆர் சம்திங் தட் யூ கான்ட் கீப் அவுட் ஆர் கண்ட்ரோல் when it happens is love. And as you everybody knows, love transcends and goes past a lot of obstacles and problems that arise. And eagerly interesting love stories are the ones that go through these sort of fight these obstacles and get past it. அதுதான் நம்ம ஸ்கிரீன்ல பார்க்கறதுக்கும் நம்ம கதை கேட்கறதுக்கும் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கான லவ் ஸ்டோரிஸும் அதுதான். ஸோ ஆப்வியஸ்லி ஒரு பேண்டமிக் மாதிரி ஒரு இவ்வளவு பெரிய ஒரு ஆப்ஸ்டக்கிள், அதோட நேச்சரே வந்து ஜனங்களை வந்து தள்ளி வைக்கிறது தான். ஸோ சோஷியல் டிஸ்டன்சிங்ல ஆரம்பிச்சு ஈவன் இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஜஸ்ட் பிசிக்கல் டிஸ்டன்சிங் அண்ட் பீப்புள் பீயிங் புட் separated from each other was a general theme in terms of we were forced to go to that situation. But other tandi hearts coming together and people coming together and two people in love coming together abdingiradhu was a very interesting idea for me to explore. And idhula pathina, so there were two, if you look at it, there were two sections of people in the society in general, where the people like us who were stuck inside the house, inside our houses, some of us were at least fortunate enough to have the minimum everyday needs, at least we were able to necessities handle pandra and the situation la irundha or set of people, and other people even kashtathila irundhavanga kuda who were stuck inside their houses. And this other section of people, the frontline workers who were in the battlefield, right in the front line fighting this pandemic. So I wanted to choose the second sector of people to make a story about. So enoda padathoda Muga Kavasamutham oda lead characters are these very young constables, police constables, who are at the barricades in the barricade checkpoints la ஏரியாக்குள்ள ஜனங்க போறது வரதை வந்து கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ற அந்த இடத்துல இருக்கிற கான்ஸ்டபிள்ஸ் தான் என்னோட லீட் கேரக்டர்ஸ். அண்ட் நம்ம டெய்லி பார்த்துருப்போம் இன்னைக்கு வரைக்குமே. ஐ திங்க் they are there standing at the barricades, very young boys and girls who are just into the police department. They wouldn't have expected in the mari or situation they would be thrown into. So and the characters தான் ஒரு முருகன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பையனும் குயிலி அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பொண்ணு தான் என்னோட லீட் கேரக்டர்ஸ். அண்ட் அவங்களோட டெய்லி குரூவலிங் இட்ஸ் வெரி சம்டைம்ஸ் வெரி தேங்க்லெஸ் ஜாப் ஆல்சோ அண்ட் வெரி வெயில் மழை எல்லாத்தையும் பாராம வந்து நின்று பார்க்க வேண்டிய வேலை அண்ட் போர்டம் கஷ்டம் எல்லாமே இருக்கும். அவங்களோட இந்த ரொட்டீனுக்குள்ள ஒரு சின்ன எக்ஸைட்மெண்ட் எதிர்பாராம வரும்போது அது அவங்கள லைஃபையும் அவங்க லவ்வையும் எப்படி மாத்துது அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து அதுதான் இந்த கதையோட ஐடியா. அண்ட் we had a lot of fun making this.
ஃபேண்டாஸ்டிக். ஒரு சுவாரஸ்யமான சப்ஜெக்ட் எடுத்திருக்கீங்க. வீட்டுக்குள்ள அடைஞ்சு கிடக்குற மக்களை தாண்டி வீட்டுக்கு வெளியே இருக்கக்கூடிய ஃப்ரண்ட் லைன் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் வச்சு உங்களுடைய படம் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. What made you cast Gauri and TJ in the lead role?
Yeah, so நான் எழுதுனதுக்கு அப்புறமே வந்து so I needed two people who look the part first of all. Obviously ரொம்ப கன்வின்சிங்கா இருக்கணும். அண்ட் நான் நிறைய ஆப்வியஸ்லி நம்ம போயிட்டு வரப்ப நிறைய பேரை பார்க்குறோம் இந்த யங் கான்ஸ்டபிள்ஸ். ஸோ டிஜே வெரி ஈஸிலி ஃபிசிக்கலி அண்ட் த வே ஹி லுக் வந்து ரொம்ப அப்படியே வந்து யூ கேன் புட் him on the barricade and nobody will know the difference constable or not. ரொம்ப he was very fitting his physique and everything and I wanted a bit of innocence as well to him. ஏன்னா இந்த கேரக்டர் நீங்க பார்க்கும்போது தெரியும் அந்த கேரக்டரோட நேச்சர் and innocence. So that is the reason why I chose TJ and I loved his work in Asuran. அப்பையிலேருந்தே வந்து I wanted to cast him in something right. And then Gauri அந்த பொண்ணு குயிலிங்கிற கேரக்டர் வந்து அந்த பொண்ணு I wanted somebody petite அந்த பேருக்கு வந்து அப்படி பொருந்துற மாதிரியும் and I wanted somebody who is very genuine. ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி அந்த பொண்ணோட ஃபேஸ்ல தெரியணும். ஒரு பொறுப்பை வந்து இந்த பொண்ணு கிட்ட கொடுத்தா ஏன்னா வந்து we see a lot of these very young girls at the barricades. இவங்கெல்லாம் எப்படி வந்து ஒரு கூட்டத்தெல்லாம் எப்படி சமாளிப்பாங்க, ஒரு பிரச்சனை வந்து அப்படி இருக்கும். பட் ஆனா அவங்களுக்கு அந்த பொறுப்பு இருக்கிறதுனாலையும் அந்த கேப்பபிலிட்டி இருக்கிறதுனாலையும் தான் அந்த வேலையில இருக்காங்க அவங்க. ஸோ அந்த ரெண்டோட பேலன்ஸ் வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு பொண்ணு கிட்ட தேவைப்பட்டுச்சு. அவங்கள பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவங்கள்ட்ட ஒன்ஸ் யூ ஸ்டார்ட் இன்டராக்டிங் ஆல்சோ யூ வில் ஃபீல் தட் ஷீ இஸ் வெரி டிபெண்டபிள். அந்த ஒரு ப்ரிப்பேர்டா இருப்பாங்க ஆஸ் இன் ஈவன் இன் ஹர் ரியல் கேரக்டர். And you can see it in her face and her performance also, but you still can see one little childishness and one innocence also in her. So and the character and the costume maati and the put and the little details எல்லாம் பண்ணி அவங்களை நிக்க வைக்கும்போது she was very easily convincing as Queely. So அதனால தான் இந்த ரெண்டு கேரக்டர்ஸ் இந்த ரெண்டு ஆக்டர்ஸ் சூஸ் பண்ணேன். There are other very interesting actors as well in it. என்கிட்ட மாரி 1 and 2ல என் கூட ஒர்க் பண்ண வினோத் இஸ் தேர் in the film. அன்புதாசன் ஒரு லவ்லி ஆக்டர் இஸ் தேர். சரஸ் இஸ் தேர் and a lot of other very interesting characters. இது நாங்க ஆப்வியஸ்லி இது வெளியில நடக்கிற கதை. ஸோ இது வந்து ஆக்சுவலா பேண்டமிக் லாக்டவுன்னாலே நம்ம வீட்டுக்குள்ள மாட்டிட்டு இருந்த அந்த ஃபீல் தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த கதையே இட்ஸ் அபவுட் பீப்புள் ஹூ ஆர் அவுட் தேர் அப்படிங்கிறதுனால எல்லாமே எக்ஸ்டீரியர்ஸ் எல்லாமே ரோட்ல. So in fact that is also very challenging for us and we had to manage in the times also, but we had a lot of fun beyond the challenges to do it and a lovely set of actors and technicians helped me achieve.
Fantastic. கேக்கும்போது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கு and we can't wait to watch this story, especially because you've told a love story between two frontline workers during the time of COVID. Thank you so much, Balaji. Next up, we'd like to welcome Team Loners, director Halita Shamim, along with one of the lead actors, Arjun Das. Unfortunately, Lijo Moljos couldn't join us due to work commitments, but she sent in her regards and, of course, wishing her all the best as well for this series. My first question, of course, goes to the director. Is it difficult to create a story around a subject that is as real as it can get? Did you draw a lot from personal experiences? I think you'll have to unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about like collective loneliness பத்தி தான் படம். லைக் எல்லாமே லைக் என்ன சொல்கிறது, ஒரு டிசாஸ்டர், டோட்டலாகவே இது ஒரு டிசாஸ்டர்னா பர்சனலாக இருக்கிறது வந்து டபுள் டிசாஸ்டர் ஆகிடுது. சே ஒரு பிரேக்கப்போ இல்லை அந்த டைமில் ஜாப் இல்லைனோ, லைக் அது வந்து எல்லோரும் டபுள் டிசாஸ்டர் கோ த்ரூ பண்ண மாதிரி தான் இருந்தது. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி லைக் அந்த வி ஆர் நாட் லிவிங் எனிமோர், வி ஆர் ஜஸ்ட் வீடியோ காலிங், வி ஆர் ஜஸ்ட் எனாக்டிங் ஆர் லைஃப்ஸ்னே நான் படத்தில் சொல்லியிருப்பேன். ஸோ லைக் அந்த மாதிரி தான் இது வந்து லைக் எல்லாமே வீடியோ கால்ஸில் நடக்குது இல்லையா, அந்த ஈவெண்ட் உட்பட. ஸோ அப்போ இந்த ஜூம் ஸ்கொயர்ஸில் தான் நம்ம ஒருத்தவங்களும் பார்க்குறோம். ஸோ அதில் கனெக்ட் ஆகிற 2 பேர் பற்றி தான் லோனர்ஸ் இருக்குது. அண்ட் அர்ஜுன் தாஸ் சாரோடையும் லிஜோ மோல் ஜோஸோடையும் ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்.
Right. Bharat from News Today, அவர் வந்து உங்ககிட்ட ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்கணும் அப்படின்னு ஆசைப்படுறாரு. What can we expect in Loners? Will it be like your previous films?
இல்ல. ஏன்னா இது லைக் எனக்கு ரொம்ப சேலஞ்சிங்கா இருந்தது. நான் அதுதான் ரொம்ப எக்ஸைட்மெண்ட் தாங்க முடியாம அந்த இன்ட்ரோ இதுலயே சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஏன்னா லைக் இந்த லைக் எவ்ரிபடி ரியாக்ட்ஸ் இல்ல. என்னோட ஒரு டைமிங்க்கு எல்லாருமே பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா? இது எல்லாமே ரீக்ரியேட் ஷூட் பண்றதுங்கிறது வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டம். இட்ஸ் வெரி வெரி சேலஞ்சிங் ஃபார் எனக்கும் சரி ஆக்டர்ஸ்க்கும் சரி. ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு எந்த ஐ கான்டாக்ட்டுமே இல்ல. சும்மா நான் ஒரு இடத்துல மார்க் பண்ணி ஓ இங்கே அவங்க இருக்காங்க, இங்கே அவங்க இருக்காங்க, அதுக்கு ரியாக்ட் பண்ணுங்க அப்படி நம்ம டைமிங் சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருக்கோம். ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு எந்த ஐ கான்டாக்ட் எந்த ரெஃபரன்ஸுமே இல்லாமல் அவங்க நடிச்சுக்கிட்டு இருந்ததுலாம் வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப சேலஞ்சிங்காக இருந்தது. பட் எண்ட் ஆஃப் தி டே படமாக பார்க்கும்போது நம்மளுக்கு எப்படி அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். சூப்பராக அந்த கனெக்ட் வரும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
I think when you're describing this virtual encounter between the two of them, it sounds challenging to shoot, but I'm sure it's very interesting to watch. My next question, of course, is for Arjun Das. Both your characters actually go through a virtual encounter, right? And if you look at the last couple of years, that's actually become our reality, Arjun. So in real life, how unsettling has it been for you to sort of get accustomed to these virtual meets, including this one, replacing faces with screens?
Firstly, a big hello to everyone. It's an absolute honor to be in the same frame with such amazing directors and actors, and wishing all of you a very happy new year. To be very honest, Bhavna, my technology skills are really, really bad.
Hers and mine both.
So it was, it is actually it was very relatable when Alita narrated the entire story to me. It was very, very relatable to know that, you know, I personally in my life am only FaceTime with my sister and you know, my nephews, but other than that, this Zoom and all these things don't work for me. But it was a great learning for me because I realized that, like Alita rightly mentioned, எந்த லுக்கும் இல்ல. ஸோ பிஹைண்ட் த கேமரா அவங்க சொல்லுவாங்க அங்க பாருங்க இங்க பாருங்கன்னு சொல்லி. ஸோ அது ரொம்ப புதுசா இருந்தது. பட் இட் வாஸ் வெரி ரிலேட்டபிள். To answer your question, it was you know, in these tough times, I think this was the only way people could connect and, you know, stay in touch with each other. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience.
My next question is from Deepika of Little Talks. How much of the real Arjun will we see in this character?
That you should ask Halita, actually. I really don't.
But you'll probably know what percentage of yourself you've sort of put into this character, right?
So there's another, you know, it was amazing working with Lijo in this, but there's also an amazing other co-star that I have, Roger, in the movie. He's called Dude. And that definitely is the bond that I share with my, you know, with Rocky as well. So that bit will be true. All the petting and pampering him on set and even in the movie is real. The rest of it, I think you have to ask Halita only. I'm very fortunate and happy that she called me for this opportunity because I always wanted to work with her and she, you know, wanted to show me in a different light. So fingers crossed, hopefully people like this.
Fantastic. We're very excited to see you, Lijo, and your four-legged friend on this story.
Thank you.
All the best to the entire team.
Thank you.
Next up, we'd like to call to the fore Team Mauname Parveyai. Let's welcome director Madhumita, actors Nadia Moidu and Joju George. My first question, of course, is to the director Madhumita. What would you like the audience to take away from this story?
நார்மலா சொல்லுவாங்க தெரியுமா, நம்ம வீட்டுல இருக்கும்போது if only walls could talk, if only walls have ears அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க தெரியுமா. I think my story, which is Mauname Parveyai, is about what happens inside four walls. அது வந்து லாக்டவுன் டைமா இருக்கலாம். லாக்டவுன்ங்கிறது ஒரு எக்ஸிஜென்சி, ஒரு சர்க்கம்ஸ்டான்சஸ் தானே தவிர what are the relationships inside those four walls? நம்ம வெளியே காமிக்கிற நம்ம யாரு, வீட்டுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற நம்ம யாரு. You know, people who seem happy on the outside could be unhappy on the inside. Or ரொம்ப வீட்டுக்குள்ள சந்தோஷமா இருக்கிறவங்க கூட they won't post anything on social media, right? So Mauname Parveyai is one of my favorite songs, and therefore the title. And if you see in that, I think is a story of a middle-aged couple. And played by wonderful Joju sir and Nadia ma'am. அதாவது 80s ஓட வந்து ஹார்ட் வார்மிங் ஆக்ட்ரஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது everybody's dream girl was Nadia ma'am. So regardless of gender, I think she was just somebody I was really looking forward to working with. And Jojo sir, of course, Nayat and Joseph and all are films that I've loved. So it was a dream come true for me to work with these Doyen actors. And I was actually very thrilled when they said, that they liked the story and they wanted to do it. So there is something different that we have tried with Mauname Parvayai. There's a little bit of a treatment that we have done, or a challenging treatment. We let the audience see on the 14th and enjoy it. But it was very exciting. So it is about Nasona Madri, it is about that communication. It is about, in the relationship, adu or husband and wife or brother sister or lovers, whatever it is, and the nalu sevathukulla what happens nobody else is privy to. True. So this story is about that communication between two people amidst those four walls.
பியூட்டிஃபுல். மௌனமே பார்வையாய் அப்படின்னு டைட்டில் வச்சிருக்கீங்க. இவங்க ரெண்டு பேருமே ஒரு வார்த்தை கூட பேசாம கண்ணிலேயே நடிப்பாங்க. அந்த பவர் இருக்கு. So you've chosen the two apt actors to sort of come together, and that is exactly what my next question was going to be. Actually, it was from Lakshmana from Tamil Star. So I think you completely answered that question. Let's move forward. Nadia ma'am and Jojo sir, we have a couple of questions for you. What was the most difficult part of playing this character? Nadia ma'am, will begin with you.
First of all, a very, very happy new year to everyone. And Bhavna, you're doing a fabulous job as always.
Thank you, ma'am. Lovely to see you after so long.
Absolutely, lovely to see you too. And thanks to Amazon Prime for putting this together, because I know they had a very successful season with the first one. So it's nice to kind of bring in a new light to the second series of it. Yes, extremely excited. This is actually my first time on an OTT, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. Talking about the script, yes, Madhu and I, we know on a personal level, we've always been in touch. We have like some connections, like through family and friends and stuff. When she came forward to me with this script, I said, she had a little bit of a twist that added to the script, and I said, done, I'm on board. And then, so of course, the next question is, so who's playing my husband? And then, so she said, it's going to be Jojo. I said, double done. I'm definitely I've always admired Jojo's work. So is Madhu's work. And what better could I have asked for? And as I said, it's a shame that these days, we have to do everything virtual. And as Arjun said, I'm absolutely tech zero. I literally need like a troop of people to help me out with anything that I have to do on anything to do with technology. But I'm glad to be a part of this wonderful team, these wonderful directors, wonderful cast. And I can't wait to see everybody else's film. We've seen ours, and I'm extremely, extremely happy with it. And I hope the audiences enjoy it as well. I don't know if Jojo's also had a chance to see the film, but very delighted, and I'm absolutely looking forward to the other stories as well.
Thank you, Nadia ma'am. Welcome to the OTT world. We, on behalf of Amazon Prime Video, are very happy that you're making your debut with us, though you look the exact same way you did when you made your debut on the big screens as well. I have to say that.
These days, the camera, light, filters, they all sorts of magic. So I give all those things the credit.
But Jojo sir, tell us, what was the most difficult part of playing this character, and how did you like the experience?
எல்லாருக்கும் ஹாப்பி நியூ இயர். என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இந்த படத்துல நடிக்க வர்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி நதியா மேம் அவர் வந்து என்னுடைய காலேஜ் டைம்லேயே முதல் ட்ரீம் கேர்ள். அவர் கூட நான் ரொம்ப அது முடிஞ்சது மது தேங்க்ஸ் அண்ட் தேங்க்ஸ் டு அமேசான் பிரைம். அது ரொம்ப என்னை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒரு பெரிய எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் வித் நதியா மேம், பிகாஸ் ஐ ஹவ் சீன் மெனி மூவிஸ் ஆஃப் ஹர். மோரோவர் ஷி வாஸ் நாட் வாஸ் இங்கிலீஷ் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம், தமிழ் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம், மலையாளம் நல்லா பேச முடியும். இப்போ
எந்த லாங்குவேஜ் வேணாலும் பேசுங்க சார்.
நதியா மேம் வந்து நம்ம மலையாளத்துல வந்து நிறைய ஃபேன்ஸ் மட்டும் இல்ல, அவர் வந்து நம்ம ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர். அப்போ எனக்கு வந்து ட்ரீம் கேர்ள், அந்த நான் அவர் கூட நடிச்சிருக்காது. எனவே படம் அந்த நம்ம படம் மௌனம் பார்வையில பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் இந்த மது big fan of Madhu because very disciplined director and ரொம்ப ஈஸியா பண்ணிருக்கு அந்த ஒர்க். என்னன்னா அந்த ஒர்க்கில் நிறைய சேலஞ்சஸ் இருக்கு எனக்கும் நதியம்மாவுக்கு எல்லாமே. ஆனா இப்போ வந்து எவ்வளவு டிசிப்ளினா அந்த ஒர்க் பண்ணிருக்கு அந்த படம் பார்க்கும்போது தெரியும். Anyway, thanks.
Nadia ma'am.
No, let Jojo finish.
Okay.
Madhu,
Yeah.
can I say about how many days we took to shoot the film?
Yeah, of course.
So literally, as Jojo said, sorry, Jojo.
Yeah, no. One day she took 100 shots, more than 100 shots.
I didn't keep a count, but literally we shot this film in 3 days.
Now
Wow.
she had to start a school.
Yeah. And you can only imagine the challenges with, women changing our clothes, doing our hair. I mean, fortunately, I had to look messy most of the time, so that was a little easy. But I mean, they were so organized, whether it's her, whether it's Preeta, our DOP, whether it's the set Shaker, Bob and the team, the sound guys. I mean, everything went off very seamlessly and everyone was on top of the game. So we didn't even realize when we started and when we finished. So, I mean, hats off to Madhu for being so superly organized. And we literally actually didn't have any time to even sit or gossip or chit chat in between, honestly speaking.
This is another way saying I was a taskmaster, but that's okay.
But a good a sweet taskmaster, otherwise I wouldn't have complimented you.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you
to
so
make
much.
a
Thank
film within 72 hours is no mean feat. That's unbelievable. Congratulations on that. And I'm sure it's going to be a rage across all audiences, across all countries. And I'm really wishing you all the very best for a successful film. I can't wait to watch it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Nadia.
Jojo sir. Thank you, Nadia ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to welcome the director of Nidal Tharum Idam, Richard Anthony, along with the cast members, Aishwarya Lakshmi and Nirmal Pillai, to join us for a quick conversation. Richard, this is your debut film. How excited are you to bring your first story to an audience across the globe?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, it's a dream thing because it's coming out on a platform that has a global audience. So I'm very excited to put my work here.
Fantastic. Our next question is from Manoj from New Dot. What made you select this story as your debut project?
To be honest, I don't think I chose the story as my debut work. It came as I think when I was approached for this project, I know that we are going to do something with the pandemic thing. And there was particularly one topic that I wanted to discuss in this story, which is about loss and grief. And that excited me, and that was something that I wanted to explore in this film. So that is what I wanted to talk about lockdown on this particular film. So, yes.
Sure. We'll move on to Aishwarya Lakshmi and Nirmal Pillai. This question is for the both of you. How was the experience of working on a film during a time like this? Was it unsettling, or was it sort of like a break from the monotony of just staying home and doing absolutely nothing? Aishwarya, we'll start off with you.
Hi, hello to everyone. And I see a lot of actors that I admire, the directors that I really want to work with. So I hope I don't fumble with my words while I present myself. Anyways, it was absolute pleasure to work with Richard. And the way I work has evolved over time. And I think ever since the first time COVID hit, I learned that when I work, when I act, I need absolute silence. I need the space. I need to be in a mood to work. And unknowingly, Richard provided me with the same thing. And I think I didn't find it unsettling at all. It was the best experience that I could get post-COVID, and especially post the second wave.
Fantastic. Nirmal? You have to unmute yourself. I'm sorry.
I am also bad at technology. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. And the fact that I'm unmuted the entire time is only making me speak like this with full volume. So don't worry about it.
Yeah. No, like I'd like to say what Aishwarya said too. Like I can't believe I'm in a frame with all of these very talented people and directors and actors. So like, it's really cool. And yeah, so this was my first film also. So I was like, what throughout the entire process? And of course, I was a little intimidated by going into the process, but like I think Richard again, like, and co-actors Aishwarya also, among others, like everybody made me feel extremely comfortable, and I could like it felt very natural for some reason. I don't know, but it was a great experience. It was definitely breaking the monotony of staying at home for sure. Like, yeah, imagine telling your friends, "Hey, I'm going to a set to film a movie." Like, that's crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that would have been a wonderful and welcome change, right? The next question is for Aishwarya from Santosh from Nakire.
Yeah.
What made you say yes to the role, Aishwarya?
Oh, Richard, I'll have to tell this to the world now.
Yes, that's exactly what we're waiting for.
I didn't. Yeah. So, okay, fine. He's a very bad narrator. He made a mess after narrating a story, but then he gave me the script to read, and it was beautifully written. It was so poetic. I think that's exactly what it should have been done for the script, because it's a very mood piece. You won't understand when somebody tries to narrate and fill in details with multiple things. You need to be in a zone. You need to read and take it yours, the script, because even though it is said in Tamil, even though it is this, I'm not going to reveal my character's name, even though it is this girl's story. It is applicable to everyone across the globe. It is applicable to every person who speaks any tongue, in any geography, from any socioeconomic backgrounds. It is a very personal piece. So I think they've achieved that with the film. I have seen our film. I think they have achieved that, and I'm waiting for everyone to see. So I think reading it and getting very personal with the story and the script is what made me say yes to this particular film.
Fantastic. Fortunately, anchors need to be able to tell a story with words, but for directors, it's good enough if they tell the story with visuals. So we're sorted there, Richard. I have to say
Richard sorted.
Yeah, I have to say I'm very intrigued to watch this film after whatever Aishwarya and Nirmal have told me about it, and I'm sure it's going to be definitely out of the box and a very interesting one at that. Thank you so much, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, it is time to welcome the members of the film The Mask. Let me say hello to the director Surya Krishna, actors Sanant and Dilip Subbarayan. Of course, my first question is to the director as always. This is your debut film too, as you mentioned right at the top. Quite an interesting title. Were you nervous or excited? What were the feelings like? You have to unmute yourself.
No, yeah.
There you go.
I was confused in the beginning because we had a title called we had a Tamil title, and then and we had a chat with the team that what should we do? Should we go with an English title or with a Tamil title? And then the mask and the COVID and us wearing the mask all over, and what the film had to say, what the core ideology was about, was in it. So we just went with the title. We'll stick to the mask is what we ended up. Nothing big too into it. Yeah, that's the word.
All right. Okay. What can you tell us about this film? This question is from Rajashekar, who's a freelancer with First Post and SIFI. He loves your title and he just wants to know a little bit more about the film.
Okay. So about the film. So stories have been told because from the characters, when the people watch and they learn something from the characters. And so we have two beautiful characters in this movie. We have a lot of characters, and then predominantly played by two friends who meet up after a long time. And how these characters reflect upon each other's life, and அவங்க என்ன பார்க்கறாங்க, எது வந்துட்டு கத்துக்கணும் கத்துக்க கூடாது அவங்களுக்குள்ளே. ஸோ அதுல இருந்து நம்ம என்ன கத்துக்க முடியும்ன்றது தான் இந்த படம் நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ அதுதான், yeah, that's about the film.
ஒரு விடுகதை மாதிரி சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க படத்தினுடைய கதையை. யாருக்கு எந்த மீனிங் இன்டர்பிரட் பண்ணிக்கணுமோ அவங்க பண்ணிக்கலாம். நல்லா இருந்துச்சு கேட்கறதுக்கு. Let's ask Sanant and Dilip Subbarayan. In this new year, what is the mask that you would want people to actually take off? Let's start with Sanant.
This is some tough question. I think I don't know. It depends on each other's, like, whatever masks that they are wearing. Like, I think we all have been wearing masks even before COVID times. I think this is more like a very philosophical talk, but I think it depends on each person's thought.
Outlook to life.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Dilip, நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. உங்களை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் எந்த முகமுடிய மக்கள் கழட்டணும் அப்படின்னு ஆசைப்படுறீங்க இந்த நியூ இயர்ல? You have to unmute yourself before you speak. Thanks.
ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு இது.
ஐயோ என்ன டீச்சரமா ஆகிட்டீங்களா?
எல்லாருக்கும் ஆங்கில புத்தாண்டு நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள் for all the team members, crews and Amazon for and உங்க anchor லாவண்யாக்கு happy new year. See ஒரு கோவிடுக்கு முன்னாடி வந்து அவங்கவுங்க வேலைங்களை அவங்கவுங்க பார்த்துட்டு அப்படியே இருந்தாங்க. ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் கோவிட் எல்லாருமே தனிமையானோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் மோர் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் பார்க்காத ஃப்ரெண்டை பார்க்கணும். ஸோ இப்போ இருக்கிற ஸ்பீட் ஆஃப் வேர்ல்ட்ல வந்து டெக் வேர்ல்ட்ல வந்து அப்பா அம்மா வேற எங்கேயோ இருப்பாங்க, பசங்க வேற எங்கேயோ இருப்பாங்க. எல்லாருக்குமே தே ஆட் லைக் எல்லாருமே ஒன்னா சேரணும், எல்லாரும் ஒன்னா இருக்கணும்னு அந்த அந்த எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ். ஸோ அதுதான் சொல்றேன். ஸோ இந்த பேண்டமிக் வந்து நிறைய ஃபேமிலிஸையும் நிறைய ஒரு ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஷிப்ஸையும் வந்து நிறைய ஒன்னா சேர்த்துச்சு. நோ ஈகோஸ்லாம் வந்து தூக்கி போட்டாச்சு, எதுவுமே கிடையாது. ஜஸ்ட் திஸ் த லைஃப் டு லீவ், வாழ்ற வரைக்கும் ஜாலியா வாழலாம், அந்த மாதிரி இதான். ஸோ இந்த மாஸ்கை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் சூர்யா சார் டெபியூ வென் ஐ வாஸ் ஒர்க்கம் விக்ரம் வேதால நான் கோரியோ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போது சூர்யா சார் ஏடி. ஸோ ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருந்துச்சு சூர்யா கூட ஒர்க் பண்றதுக்கு. புஷ்கர் காயத்ரி இது பண்ணும்போது ஸோ சனந்த் அவங்களாம் ஆல்ரெடி நிறைய நடிச்சிருக்காங்கன்னா இதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு ஒரு த்ரூ அவுட் ஒரு கேரக்டர் ரோலா நான் இதுல இதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். ஸோ தேங்க்ஸ் டு ஆல். தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச்.
ஒன்னே ஒன்று சொல்லணும். ஸோ வாட் யூ வாண்ட் அன்மாஸ்க்னு. ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் வந்துட்டு ஐ எம் கோயிங் டு திலீப் சர்ஸ் ஹவுஸ். அவரோட வீட்டில் வந்துட்டு ஐம் கோயிங் டு நரேட். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹீஸ் யூ நோ ஹூ இஸ். வந்துட்டு தட் வாஸ் தட் மூமெண்ட் I had to just unmask. அது just get rid of everything, just be yourself, just go with it, and it just went good. So that was that moment, I think. Yeah.
You had to unmask your fear. You had to put on the mask of courage.
Yeah.
Very nice. ரொம்ப அழகா இருந்துச்சு. எந்த உணர்வை நீங்க மாஸ்க் பண்ணிக்கணும், எதை அன்மாஸ்க் பண்ணிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்கீங்க. And obviously we hope we'll get to see more of that in your film. But the only mask that we all need to wear and make sure that we do at all times is the mask that protects us from this pandemic, guys. So please ensure that you keep that mask on at all times. And of course, do get vaccinated if you haven't already. But I just want to say that I'm just so excited to have spoken to all 5 fantastic directors and the cast and crew of these 5 films. We've heard some wonderful excerpts of the stories that we will soon witness on the 14th of January 2022 in Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha. It is time for a photo opportunity because we have to thank Amazon Prime Video for bringing us this heartwarming tale of human emotions. It's been an absolutely incredible meet up with all of you. So a quick photo opportunity. Can we have everybody on screen? Yes. Do we also have Aparna ma'am? Yes, we do. We'll just give you a moment to capture this. And everybody look in the camera and give us big smiles, guys. Say cheese. Perfect. Did we get that? Yes. I'm just waiting for my team to give me a thumbs up so that we can go ahead because we don't want to mess up this photo opportunity. We'll remember this. Perfect. We are done. Thank you so much. This brings us to the end of the event. It's been an absolute delight to share this screen space and speak to all of you in your respective boxes. And hopefully we will be able to meet each other soon personally. And I'd like to congratulate all of you on putting together such fabulous stories. Like I said earlier, if you want to watch Putham Pudhu Kaalai Vidiyaadha, then please do tune into Amazon Prime Video on the 14th of January 2022. And please do remember to download your press kits from the waiting area. Once again, a big thank you. Migaperiya nandri எங்களுடைய மீடியா நண்பர்களுக்கு, எங்களுடைய பத்திரிகை நண்பர்களுக்கு, தொலைக்காட்சி நண்பர்களுக்கு இந்த ஈவெண்ட் அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணதுக்கு. I'm sure you will support us in this wonderful endeavor. Thank you so much to the cast and crew and the directors of the 5 films for taking some time off and chatting up with me. This brings the event to the end. Thank you once again. Please do stay safe. Get vaccinated if you haven't already. Mask up at all times, guys. This is your MC, Bhavna Balakrishnan, signing off. Have a good day.